good morning, everyone. Many of you would be familiar with, thank you, Grant, with Downer's purpose, as Grant had on the slide earlier, which is to create and sustain the modern environment by building trusted relationships with our customers. But for us, it goes beyond that. Downer exists to improve communities. The services that we deliver for our customers touch the lives of millions of people across Australia and New Zealand every day. The water they drink, the power they use, the roads they travel on, the public transport they rely upon, and the communications networks that they use to stay connected. However, Downer's social relevance is deeper than the services we provide. With a footprint stretching across all corners of Australia and New Zealand, we have a unique platform to make our communities better. We're one of Australia's largest employers, as you've heard from Grant, with more than 30,000 people in Australia and 10,000 in New Zealand. We take the responsibility that comes with employing that many people very seriously. We are a people business, and we're committed to a workplace environment where our people feel included, where their health and wellness is supported, and where they have opportunities to develop new skills and grow their careers. And I'll be talking to you a little bit about that today. We pride ourselves on being a good corporate citizen through the actions we take, the support we provide, and the lengths that we go to ensure our operations have minimal impact on the environment. So this morning you're going to hear a lot about decarbonisation. You've already heard a fair bit, but there's going to be a lot more. So I won't go through much of that. I'm going to leave it to some of my team to go through, as well as the operational managers, including the opportunities that Downer has on the pathway to net zero. But I will take a few minutes to talk about Downer's ESG strategy and how that's guiding us in making communities better right now. So I will start a little bit with environment, as you'll see on this slide. And I introduced this last year to those that were here. So I'm not going to go through it in detail again, but you can read it. But I really would like to give you an update on how we're progressing on our own decarbonisation journey. And I'm proud to say that Downer continues to be an industry leader in this. Last year, we became a signatory to the Science Based Target Initiative framework, and we're currently progressing validation of our science-based targets. We focus on 6 key areas, which you can see on the slide, to meet our net zero commitments. And you can read a lot more about the specific actions that we're taking under each of those areas in our sustainability report. As a result of the focus that we've been taking, absolute Scope 1 and 2 emissions have reduced by 40% since FY20. Although I do note that the majority of those emissions reductions have come through the divestments of the mining and the laundries business. So Downer continues to monitor emerging trends in sustainability reporting. You've heard me refer to our sustainability report. We take great pride in improving that report year on year, and we hope that it provides very extensive value to you in guiding the thoughts that you're having about how Downer is progressing in our ESG journey. We do also continue to keep an eye on the developments of the International Financial Reporting Standards Foundation's newly created International Sustainability Standards Board in their quest to establish a global sustainability reporting framework. While another framework we continue to monitor is the progression of and the implementation of the European Union taxonomy. We have undertaken a review of the Integrated Reporting Standards and the SASB standard, 2 frameworks that have aligned with the ISSB with a view to aligning our disclosures in future sustainability reports. In addition, you would be aware that the Task Force on Climate-Related Financial Disclosures, or TCFD, there's an awful lot of jargon in this space, released an annex in October 2021 that updated their implementation guidance around the TCFD recommendations. On this annex, we've undertaken a review and over the last 12 months we've undertaken some significant work to further assess the financial implications of decarbonisation. Building on the TCFD disclosures that we've made since 2019 and coupled with the changes in Downer's business strategy, we've also completed a detailed review of Downer's most material climate-related risks and opportunities. This work has continued to inform business unit decarbonisation plans and growth strategies, and you'll be hearing about some of that today. We are also undertaking an assessment with the aim to quantify the estimated financial impact of different climate scenarios on Downer's value chain and assess the potential costs of mitigation against identified risks. There are three key areas of focus for this work: our fleet, our asphalt plants, and the physical climate impacts on our fixed assets and our key operational locations. We're also in the process of completing a third piece of work to review Downer's current capital allocation decision-making process. We've drawn from mechanisms used by peers to look at opportunities to integrate a more formal climate consideration into our capital allocation decision-making processes. The insights and findings from this work will form Downer's TCFD disclosures due to be released in August this year, along with our sustainability report. But I can confirm today that the work that has reinforced that Downer, with our urban services strategy, is a net beneficiary in the transition to a net zero emissions economy, with more significant opportunities than risks. So I'll now move on to our approach to social sustainability, which is another area we've made great progress on, both in initiatives to support our own people as well as mechanisms to support our communities. There is strong competition for talent in many of our sectors, which places a strong emphasis on our talent attraction and retention strategies. So we focus on delivering a rich employee experience where all our people feel accepted, valued and respected. We have just launched Downer's first group-wide inclusion and belonging strategy and action plan, which outlines our objectives and actions over the next 3 years to empower our people to celebrate their diversity and own their differences. This marks a shift in the focus of our traditional diversity approach to emphasise the importance of inclusion and belonging as essential components to support our current and future workforce. Our inclusion and belonging strategy is underpinned by our Own Different campaign, which celebrates Downer's culture of inclusion, acceptance, engagement and encouragement, and aims to build confidence and ambition in our people. Own Different is about accepting we each have different preferences and perspectives, histories and heritage. It's about understanding that we're different in the way that we think, the actions we take, and the value that we contribute. It's about celebrating our differences, and it places us at the forefront of our industries in this space. And just as we aim to improve the assets that we maintain for our customers, we recognise that our biggest asset is our people. And we are focused on improving and developing our workforce through a suite of learning and development opportunities, which includes formal learning and development programs to enhance professional skills and capabilities, complemented by a range of courses to support the growth of our people as citizens of our communities. We've also continued to expand our female leadership professional development and capability program, which we've called Thrive. Over the last 12 months, this program has been rolled out, and it aims to cultivate and develop women at all levels. And of course, it wouldn't be a complete slide on people from me unless I speak to you about zero harm. So when it comes to our people, the most important aspect is that they arrive home from work every day in the same condition that they left in the morning, or perhaps better. So our commitment to zero harm is, and our industry-leading safety performance is a market differentiator for Downer. You've heard me speak about this before, because it enables us to work safely and environmentally responsibly in the industry sectors where there are inherent hazardous environments. We reported our LTIFR at the half year at 0.97 and our total recordable injury frequency rate at 2.57 per million hours worked. And I'm pleased to say that these have improved further since that time. So we've also expanded the reach of our community support programs this year. We've established a number of significant community partnerships that I'll touch on just a few today. So Downer's corporate giving strategy covers 3 core pillars, which is mental health, support for Indigenous peoples, and a workplace giving program. As we announced last year, Downer joined the national mental health organisation Beyond Blue as its major partner. We also matched donations from the public for Beyond Blue's 2021 national fundraising campaign up to a total of $250,000. I'm pleased to announce that we've renewed that partnership for their 2022 campaign. In February this year, we also commenced a new partnership with the Mental Health Foundation of New Zealand to support the mental health and wellbeing of our people, while also enabling the Mental Health Foundation to do more of their great work and reach out to more people in the community in New Zealand. We've also commenced partnerships with Indigenous organisations Stars Foundation and NRL Cowboy House to assist the great work both organisations do supporting the education of young Indigenous people. And in March, we launched Downer's first ever workplace giving program, which allows our people to donate money from their pre-tax pay to support 4 carefully selected charities, with Downer matching our employees' initial donations up to $250,000. Through this program, we are partnering with 4 very worthy charities, and these are the Australian Cancer Research Foundation, Greening Australia, TLC for Kids, and the Salvation Army's Family Violence Stream. And this is to help them help millions of people across Australia every year. We're also committed to supporting our large and diverse supply chain. Downer will not tolerate any form of human rights abuse, including modern slavery in our operations and supply chain. We believe our risk of exposure to modern slavery in our supply chain is low, given around 96% of our $8 billion supply chain spend in FY21 was in low-risk countries. And as we continue to reshape our business moving forward, we believe our exposure to modern slavery risks in our supply chain will reduce even further. Over the last 6 months, Downer has brought our sustainable sourcing practices into focus, and we are presently carrying out a current state and future state review. And as part of this review, we've refreshed our modern slavery framework. Modern slavery is an important issue to Downer, and we are committed to continuously improving our processes. This includes engaging our direct suppliers to educate, assess, and encourage improvement in their own capacity to manage modern slavery risks within their broader supply chains. Now, the last aspect of our sustainability strategy that we want to talk to you about this morning is supporting the mental health of our people and our communities. Mental health is so important to Downer that we included mental health first aid training as one of the 4 KPIs attached to our sustainability-linked loan that I spoke about last year. I'm really pleased, actually quite excited to give you the opportunity to hear from our group health team, in fact the head of our group health team, Natasha Palethorpe, who has been leading this exciting opportunity across Downer, to tell you more about our industry-leading mental health program.